Many people are interested in the equity that they have in their home. So the price of real estate continues to go up and you're paying down your mortgage. So your home is building in value for you. And so whether it comes to refinancing, getting a home equity loan, buying a more expensive house, or just knowing how much money you have in your home for retirement, calculating the equity is the way to figure that out. The way that we'll do that is using one of our financing formulas. So let's take a look at a word problem. We have a couple who purchased a home 15 years ago for $101,000. It was financed by paying 10% down and signing a 30-year mortgage at 7.5% on the unpaid balance. The net market value of the house is now $161,000 and the couple wishes to sell the house. They want to know how much equity to the nearest dollar, and they have made 15 years worth of monthly payments. So the first thing we need to figure out is what was their monthly payment. So a couple things. We're told that they paid 10% down. So if they paid 10% down, they actually financed 90% of the amount. So if I take 90% times the purchase price, I come up with the amount that they financed was $90,900. Now, since I want to calculate their payment, I'm going to use this version of the formula right here. And so I have that the payment will be the present value of the home, the 9D9, and then my interest rate here is 0.075, but they're making monthly payments, so compounded monthly, so divided by 12. And then in the denominator, 1 minus parenthesis, 1 plus, interest rate again has to be divided by 12, 0.075 divided by 12. And then negative. The N is the number of payments. So a 30-year mortgage monthly. So if we take 30 times 12, this would be 360 payments. So we're going to put the 360 into our equation for our N value. Now, I suggest to you that you do this whole equation on your calculator, so take a moment, stop the recording, do this division, get the decimal, keep all the decimals to the end, and then round at the very end. And when we do that on our calculator, we should get that the payment for this couple is $635.59. Now, the second question that we're asked is to find the unpaid balance. So we know what their payments they're making. We want to know what is left on this loan. So in order to do this, we're going to use the present value formula. So this formula up here, now we know the payment amount, and so we can substitute all of the values into this formula. So this time we have present value is equal to payment amount of $635.59. Put our fraction, so 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus our interest rate. And again, we need to figure out the N value. The N value is the part that has changed. So the couple has made 180 payments. There were 360 payments total. So if we take the 360 and subtract the 180 payments that they made, they have 180 payments remaining. So we'll use N as the number of remaining payments, which is 180, and then we'll divide by our interest rate, so the 0.075 over 12. Again, I recommend you stop the recording and put this all in your calculator, doing it starting inside the parentheses, one piece at a time, following order of operations. And when I do that, I'm going to round this answer to the nearest dollar because that's what the question asked me, the equity to the nearest dollar. So from that, I calculate present value is equal to $68,563. And then I'm not going to put any cents there because I'm rounding to the nearest whole dollar. So we still haven't calculated the equity, but we're close. We've done the big formulas, so we've done the most of the work. And so now I have same information but cleared my space so that I can continue working. We calculated the unpaid balance, we calculated the payment amount, we need to figure out the equity. So this step is actually our easiest step. We know that the market value of the home is given up here. So we just take that market value of $161,000 and we subtract from that the amount that remains, that unpaid balance. So they still owe $68,563. And the answer for that subtraction is that the $92,437, and that gives us the equity in their home. So I hope this helps you navigate through one of these problems, figuring out exactly when to use which formula and how to put them together.